everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moondancer. How you guys doing? I decided to make my own tag, and this one is going to be for Samhain and Halloween both. And there's so many tags out, witchy YouTube tags out there right now, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make one of my own. And what better one to have as my first, as for the lovely month of October, right? That's the best month of the year, come on. So this tag is called hashtag Witchy Samhain for Halloween. And the reason behind that is because the first half of the questions is about Samhain. The second half is about Halloween. And there's 31 questions altogether. So as I read them off, I'll answer them myself, because I gotta participate in my own tag, right? So, number 1, do you celebrate Samhain, Halloween, or both? Why? Well, I definitely celebrate both. Before I even knew about witchcraft, and before I even knew about Samhain, Halloween was always my favorite. And it didn't just have to do with the candy and all that. It had to do with like the spooky aspect of it, and you know, woo. And Samhain, you know, just kind of added to the treat. So I definitely celebrate both. Number 2, how do you honor your ancestors? Well, I put up a ancestor altar, and I will also go to their grave sites, and sometimes I'll leave offerings, sometimes, you know, I'll just kind of pay my respects for the month. Number 3, do you hold a dead supper at Samhain? I actually haven't yet. I thought about doing it this year. Not sure if it's actually going to happen or not, but I have not yet. But it is something I want to try. Number 4, do you leave offerings at your loved ones' grave sites? What kind of offerings? Well, I just kind of answered that, didn't I? Yes, I do leave offerings sometimes. Most of the time it's like herbs or a lit incense or candle, you know, something around those lines. Number 5, do you visit graveyards and leave offerings for someone you don't know? Yes, actually I do. I see it as kind of like a sign of respect, you know, just to go to one that you don't know. Usually what I do is I walk around, and when it feels right, then I'll leave them an offering for the like the respect, like I said, but also you don't know when the last time that person had somebody come actually visit them, so that's kind of the reason I do that. Let's see. Number 6, do you try to communicate with loved ones who have passed away? Sometimes I do, yes. Mostly through a meditation type thing. You know, like at my ancestor altar, you know, like I'll do a meditation. I have used Ouija boards before, and use safety precautions, don't worry. But sometimes, yes, I do. Number 7, do you put up an ancestor altar aside from your main one? Well, yes, I do. I didn't actually used to do that until last year, actually. Last year, but no. The year before that, sorry. 2017 was the first time I did it. And in 2017, it was more of a shrine type thing. And then last year is more of an altar. So I don't have mine up yet this year, but it's gonna get put up. let's see, that was number 7. So 8, how do you decorate your main altar? Well, right now it still looks the same, but I usually like to put sunflowers on each side to kind of represent the autumn season. I don't know, I think it really brings out the altar, so I like that. Number, wait, what did I say, 8? Number 9, do you wear any special attire or accessories, not counting costumes for Samhain? I usually wear like the same witchy stuff that I usually do, which consists of purple and black. So, I mean, that's kind of, you know, that's kind of the holiday colors as it is. But I mean, for the videos, I like to put on cute things during October. Okay, so number 10, are your traditions family traditions or your own? These are all my own because as far as I know, I'm the first witch in my family. So these are definitely all my own traditions that I've just researched and, come up with something for myself. So, number 11, do your family or friends celebrate Samhain with you? My husband does. His favorite holiday is Halloween anyway, and he just kind of celebrates with me, the Samhain part too. So, but he's the only one. Number 12, number 12, do you plan on trying something new or adding to your traditions? For the most part, it's probably going to stay the same, but I do plan on adding a little something new, which is there's this cemetery a couple towns over, and there's this area of the graveyard that all of the grave sites are literally unmarked, and they're marked by numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, and it's all people that were not identified. So this year I actually want to go out there and take a flower for each one of them, just so they know that they weren't forgotten, because I mean they kind of were, and that's sad. So it's kind of a way of giving back. I think it'd be a really sweet thing to do. So that is something different that I'm gonna do this year. Number 13, do you have witchy music you like to play at Samhain? I don't know so much about like witchy music, like witchy Samhain music, because I mean I know Halloween music obviously, but as for Samhain music, not really. I don't have anything in particular that I listen to. Number 14, do you tell stories of Samhain for the season? I have not done that, but that was actually another thing that I thought about adding to my normal tradition. So, that is something I might start doing this year. Number 15, do you do shadow work in the autumn season? Well, yeah, definitely do it during October. I mean, I pretty much do it all year long, but October does seem to be the heaviest time for shadow work, so yeah. Number 16, do you incorporate Samhain and Halloween together? Why or why not? Yes, I do. Since I love both holidays, and I didn't want to forget about Halloween just because I'm a witch now and I celebrate Samhain. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't we combine the two? So yeah, all month long, I celebrate them together. in different ways. Number 17, do you throw Halloween parties? I used to, but not so much anymore. When I had kids in the house, you know, yeah, I would throw little Halloween parties. 18, do you attend other Halloween parties? Yes, I do. Especially costume contests and stuff like that. The one we're going to this year, it's actually on the street. Like, they're closing down one whole freaking street, and the only thing gonna be open is like the bars and stuff. Live DJ and everything. So, I mean, literally everybody's gonna be there dressed up, dancing in the street. So I'm looking forward to that. Number 19, what's your favorite costume you've ever worn? Have you ever won a costume contest? I have worn so many costumes that, you know how hard it is to pick out a favorite? Oh, wow. I really like my Maleficent costume. That probably comes close to being my favorite out of all of them. So, we'll go with that. But no, I haven't won any contest. I've entered some, but I haven't won one yet. Number 20, do you make your own costumes or buy them? Do you mix and match or throw stuff together? I have definitely bought a lot of my costumes, but I have also thrown stuff together that I have here. Since I have so many like different wigs and jewelry and little headbands and like that kind of stuff, I have actually thrown things together and have created a awesome looking costume just from doing that. Let's see, 21. What's the worst mishap you've had with a costume? I'd probably say the year I dressed as a vampire in really high heels. I'd call it a mishap because my feet were throbbing by the end of the night, and I had totally regretted doing that. Don't wear high heels on Halloween. Okay, 22. Do you go to haunted houses, real or fake? I like to go to both. I like to go to the haunted house attractions because, I mean, they're fun, you know. And, of course, I've always had a fascination with the paranormal, so, of course, I like to go to the real ones, too. I just can't keep myself out of trouble. Jeez. 23. Do you like to do traditional Halloween things like hay rides, carving pumpkins, bobbing for apples? Yes, I love to do that. I love hay rides, I love carving pumpkins and drinking apple cider, and yeah, I haven't bobbed for apples in a very long time, but I used to. But yeah, I love to do all that stuff. Like, I love everything about autumn, and I love everything about October. Okay, 24. Do you like to tell scary stories in the dark? Well, hell yeah, who doesn't? Everybody needs a good scare, right? And I just love telling like ghost stories and scary stories and, you know, stuff that's gonna, you know, make you want to bite your nails while you're trying to go to sleep. 25. Do you like to watch scary movies? If so, which ones? I do like to watch scary movies. I actually have a set of movies that like I have to watch in October without a doubt. And of course, Trick or Treat is the #1 movie that I literally watch every October. And that's like a huge tradition, a huge Halloween tradition for me. That movie has to be watched. And of course, I mean, there's also Hocus Pocus, but that's not really scary. But yeah, Trick or Treat is my #1. And like, I'll watch, you know, all kinds of scary movies, you know, all month long, but that has to be watched. No matter what other ones I watch, Trick or Treat has to be one of them. 26. Do you like to play pranks and scare your friends? What's your best one? I haven't actually played like a Halloween prank on anybody in a long time. I used to though. We used to like scare each other, you know, like in the graveyards, and like there was one time like I took red food coloring and, you know, made it look like I cut myself. You know, I've used to do that a lot, but not so much anymore. Number 27, what kind of Halloween games do you like to play? I don't really play any now, but when I was a kid, we used to play Ghost in the Cemetery. That was like the number one like Halloween spooky game. Oh, would like to try out playing Nightmare, but that's such an old game and it's kind of a pain in the butt to get a hold of now. 28, what's your favorite Halloween music? Pretty much all of it. Definitely, you know, This Is Halloween from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that's pretty common though. Oh wow, yeah, like pretty much all of it. Like, what's not to like about Halloween music, right? Number 29, do you pass out candy or make other plans? Usually I wind up making other plans, whether it's going to a Halloween party or going to a haunted house attraction, something like that, but you usually don't stay home and pass out candy. So, number 30, how are Samhain and Halloween the same to you? How are they different? Well, I feel like they're the same because when I celebrate both of them, I'm celebrating them for the same reasons. Like, Samhain, you know, is a lot about honoring the dead and honoring your ancestors and communicating with your loved ones. Well, Halloween, as now that I'm not a kid, because yeah, when you're a kid, it's the whole trick-or-treating thing. But Halloween now is still kind of all about those things to a certain extent, and there's a lot of similarities between the two anyway. Like the carving of the pumpkins, like in the pagan culture, that was, you know, to keep the evil spirits out. Well, that's also kind of still like the same reason you carve a pumpkin and put it on your, you know, in front of your doorstep. Kind of the same reason. And how they different? Well, I guess, you know, when I was a kid, the big difference would be the whole trick-or-treating thing. But I really don't see much of a difference, honestly. So, number 31, trick or treat. Who do you tag to do these questions? So, let's see. I'm going to specifically shout out to some witchy YouTubers that I know and tag You're It, Ashley Michelle, Lil Cosmic Crow, Azura Dragonfeather, and Juniper Rose. You heard it, gals. Tag You're It. And I also tag everybody who watches this video. If you've watched this video and you've listened to my answers, tag You're It. So, the question is trick or treat. So, is it a trick to you or is it a treat? I guess you guys have to kind of answer that one, because it depends on how you see it. But you heard it right there. That is my 31 questions for hashtag Witchy Samhain for Halloween. And of course now you know why the title sounds kind of, you know, because the whole half and half. So I hope you guys participate in this tag and have fun with it, and have a blessed Samhain, a happy Halloween, and don't forget to dance under the moon.
She's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I've got a premonition that girl's gonna make me fall.